Hello everybody, my name is Aceface. Today we're going to be trying out the Zealot in the T6 Abyss. This is a very blink fit, and there's a particular reason why I wanted to do this is because I'm trying to right now. I'm not guaranteed that it will be something that will happen, but I'm trying to now figure out a sort of a line of ships that are pretty reliable for different tiers of Abyss, so all the way from like T0 to up to T6. So right now, I'm trying to experiment with finding a Amar only like ship fit tier list. So this is then me starting then with the T6, because it's usually the most difficult one to pin down. And I think that of all the Amarian ships, the one that has the biggest potential to do the T6 Abyss is the Zealot, because the thing is, the Sacrilege is a nice heavy assault cruiser. The issue is the Sacrilege, I have a bit of a hard time getting applied DPS to be good or having good DPS. It's either one of the two. I can't have applied DPS or I can't have good DPS. But the thing is, the Zealot, this fit right here, it has pretty good DPS, and it also has pretty good application when you take into consideration this Stasis Webifier right here. So if we just put the ammunition right here, you'll see the DPS we've got going on. And I've never actually even tried a Zealot at all in the T6 Abyss. I think it'll just be interesting to see. But we've got all these spicy implants right here. Total price is 6.4 bills. It's not at all a cheap fit, but it is used to do the T6 Abyss though. We're going to be doing the electrical filaments, a bit of a safer variant. I don't like electrical filaments because they're so expensive, but it really makes everything a lot easier with the capacitor boosting here, and also the fact that we do EM damage, so we'll be targeting specifically that damage type to make time go as quickly as possible. And I've heard also some things that the electrical sites actually give a bit more loot than the exotic type, so that's also something to keep in mind. Something I was considering also with Amarian ships that would be good is to use Firestorm filaments, because the thing is, Firestorm boosts armor. Amarians are armor-based ships. And also, we do thermal damage as well with our guns. But the thing is, the capacitor is a bit problematic right there. But we'll anyway go and see how it goes. Hopefully it'll go good. We've got these two basic boosters as well that give us a little bit more armor HP. We've got some fat armor HP per second right here, 240. So it's pretty decent right there. Okay, so we'll go and undock right here. We've got the filament and the cargo. We've got those Asklepians in. Well, one thing that I don't like about armor-based ships in general in the Abyss, when you're doing the high tiers, is that if you want to do the high tiers, you would probably be using Asklepian implants, the ones that boost your armor repair rate. The thing is, they're quite a bit more expensive than the crystal implants, the one that boosts shield boost rate. Quite a bit more, actually, like by a big margin. Now, this is the test server, but I think that if we go here, high grade crystal omega, see here, what is this? Was 800 million. And if we got Asklepian, the one that boosts armor repair rate, 1.5 billion. So you can see here, like, this quite a big price increase if you want to go armor based. So it's pretty annoying. And I've had a friend, he told me that it has to do with that there are these people that they're farming a lot of Guristas sites right now. Just they're being farmed a lot more, and those are the like types of rats that can drop the crystal implants, and I think also loyalty point stores if you're doing Guristas L4 missions in nullsec. But either way, let's jump into this. Put this into DPS right here. We've got some Vedmax, we've got some Ghosts. We're probably going to take those guys out because they're going to cause some problems with their tracking. Let's see if we can go with a Scorch to try to snipe them off the grid directly. We can even try moving into this blue cloud over here. Snipe here. Oh, we've got some good snipe right there. I was thinking of maybe using some Webifier drones, but I just went for DPS drones. The Webifier drones are not that good, I've heard. Okay, there we go. Take this guy out. We can use the Webifier now here. Conflagration. And also, one thing is that we can use Imperial Navy. I think I practiced Imperial Navy. Yeah, Imperial Navy is good for tracking. If we have issues with tracking, we can always use that as well. Have we got Starvers here? Nah, okay, the only two frigates. Not really going to do much. Oh, look at that boost rate right there. We don't have a really big buffer, so it's a bit annoying, but we should actually go with... let's just take out this down quickly. Come on. Okay, Imperial Navy then. Imperial Navy has better tracking. Come on. Yeah, there we go. Okay, we'll go for Conflag on this Vedmac right here. Oh, no. Drones don't take damage. Conflag. And keep it ranged maybe at 7.5k. Something like that I think will be good. We've got some pretty decent DPS going on right here. With those implants now, 920 DPS. There's nothing to take lightly for these triglavians at least. Then we've got the reactive armor hardener giving us very good resistance over time. We just have to remember to reset it when we go to the next wave, because that will cause a lot of problems if we do not reset it. It will adapt to the completely, like say if we're going to face a devoted night room, we'll have big problems because it'll shift our resistances to have like no EM resist. It's also a bit because of the the electrical side, but it's not giving us any EM resist right there. Devoted Knights do a lot of EM resist. Okay, web this guy, and then we're going to go with Imperial Navy. Imperial Navy has the better tracking. And we can go with DPS. Oh, we can actually put this into DPS 2, just so we have 2 groups right here. There we go. You see, we're tracking quite a bit better now that we've got the Imperial Navy. And I think it also had to do with that we took out that one ghoster before. They make our range worse, and I think they also make our tracking worse as well, these ghosting guys. Let's see now. Neuters over here, Tanglers over here, which are also a bit annoying. We can take out the Tanglers, actually, because the Neuters have no issue whatsoever. Look at our capacitor right here. Got so much capacitor to spare, 39 gigajoules. So really no issue whatsoever. Obviously, we're not going to be stupid and dive face first into a starving Leshak wave and expect nothing to happen. But we have got a very big buff of capacitor that it should not be much of an issue. Look at the application. We've got some good application going on right here. That really looks quite yummy how we see those dynamics just get popped like that. We can make our way towards the transfer conduit even. Take that loot over there. I mean, we don't need to take the loot here on the Tesla, but we can take it anyway. Okay, let's shoot these Tanglers because they're making us go a bit slower. And then we can go for these. We took out the Starvers, it wasn't really necessary. But we can take out these Tanglers, then the rest really. There's no significant DPS on the grid as well. Go with this Tangle over here. Try shooting these drones. We can just switch the groups, you know. One the DPS 2, DPS 1. We can even name this to move drone to DPS 1, not just DPS. Look, it's going to be easier for us to apply as well. The more Tanglers we destroy, because then it'll be easier for us to pull a bit of range and getting a better transversal to be able to hit them easier. Because if we're just sitting in place, they're going to have a better weight on us. It's going to be harder for us to hit them. Oh yeah, I like that tracking we've got. They're good. Oh no, we lost a drone. Unfortunate right there. I'll take this group to attack these guys. Okay, now we're completely unwebified. Take a little Scorch Pulse right here. Got the good range with the Scorch, you know. Where's the range? 39 kilometer fall off, and pretty decent optimal to fall off margin right there. I think because the Zealot has a bonus to its optimal range, because the fall off is not that much less than the or that much bigger than the optimal range. It seems like. Come on, move! No, don't stop, Zealot, because that's what happens if you destroy the cache. Then it will not be able to approach the item that it was going to before, which was the intact cache. Now it's the broken cache. You have to tell it again, goes to the broken cache, you know. That's why I used to double click in space so that I wouldn't have to click twice, but it's not a good idea in general to double click in space in the Abyss, because if you were to have a disconnect, you will keep going for infinity and you will die. That has happened to me. I have lost a 2 billion Esquila that way. Grab this. You can deploy drones to make this go a little bit quicker. Not hitting these guys. It's a bit annoying. I've got some drones to help us. MVP drones. Heavy pulse laser, come on. There we go, grazing shot right there. There we go, okay, good. What is the time? 5.5. Average. Average, I would say. Not amazing, but average. Because it would have been, let's see, what is the resist type as well? My 70% no, yeah, it definitely is average. Because I would have liked to complete it under 5 minutes, but it is quite optimistic for T6 to complete a room under 5 minutes. But I think that we can at least try to. We've got lots of entanglers right there. We'll reset this thing to get us the new damage types. Scorch, take out these tanglers. There's too many tanglers for us to have to worry about with Charybdis Tyrannus right here, because if we get tangled in space, we will have big problems. Come on, webify this guy. When we're tangling, I mean the webifying guys, because they're called drift entanglement cruisers. We're going to have to sell. Oh, look at that damage right there. Okay, we're going to go Conflag, 900 DPS. Oh, look, my drone is also getting annihilated right here. But also these cruisers are going to be annihilated as well. We've got some good DPS. Conflag has 840 DPS just by itself. So with the drones, we have that 920 DPS smoothness right there. Oh, look how close Charybdis Tyrannus is as well. It's a very bad application for Charybdis. Sometimes Charybdis Tyrannus decides to not kite. The default AI of Charybdis Tyrannus is to kite, but sometimes Charybdis Tyrannus decides to get a little bit closer, you know, up close and personal. And that is when stuff becomes a lot easier, because then you have an easier time establishing that orbit. Also, something that is very good with the Zealot in general is that it is an armor-based ship using armor rigs. I mean, I don't think we have got a explosive or a thermal rig, because there's a rig that gives us some thermal reinforcer that we could use, but I didn't use. I use auxiliary nano pump. The thermal rigs, they reduce our velocity, but we're not having our velocity reduced. The auxiliary nano pump, it uses more power grid, but we've got okay amount of power grid right here. The thing is, if we weren't shield based, then we would have a bigger shield signature radius, because the shield rigs, they do increase your signature radius by quite a bit. It makes easier time for Charybdis Tyrannus to hit. So in general, if you're not got your armor based ship really velocity penaltied, then you'll have a bit easier time speed tanking in the armor based ships than the shield based ships. Okay, we take our drones right here, have them go for Scylla over here in the meantime, while we focus on this Charybdis Tyrannus. We can even turn the Afterburner off, because I think that we've got so good transversal that it'll just help us apply bigger hits if we go with a bit lower velocity. Oh, look at that damage. What is this damage on my drones? Demon Automatic Suppressor. Yeah, look at that. Annihilated that drone. My drone got annihilated right there. Thing is that I'm used to seeing the Deviant Automatic Suppressor when it is actually in range, because I'm used to using missile and drone-based ships like the Gila. But here we've got you know, the energy pulse lasers here. So without the drones deployed, it doesn't look like we've got Deviant Automatic Suppressor, because there's no real reason to use it, because we just got guns here. The Deviant Automatic Suppressors, they start shooting when they see some missiles. Maybe actually, no, okay, they're probably still shooting, because this guy shoots missiles, I believe. Yeah, look, he shoots missiles, so that's why it's still going on. But otherwise, this thing won't shoot if there are no missiles or drones on the grid. So it can give you a little bit of false sense of safety. And especially when you've got unbonus light drones, it's not going to end well for you. They fall fast. We've got a very good tank. If we have this ship with the reactive armor hardener, if it spools up to the triglavian damage type, we have in the electrical side like 900 DPS tank. So we've got some really good tank going on. It's not a serious tank, more than the Gila. The thing I have a bit of concern is that we've not got like a crazy big buffer. The Gila has 4k HP shield. We've got 2.9k HP armor. We have, however, got better resistances, so the difference is not going to be that big, but still I think we have less buffer than a Gila would. So it's a bit annoying in that regard. It's nice to have a big buffer, because you can react quicker, less likely to get popped by wrecking shots. Overall, a better experience right there. Go for this one right here. Pop this right there. Go for this adaptive cache. This cataclysmic firestorm. It would be so nice to run these. Look at these prices. Do you see this? Like you can see that 1.6 million. This would be so nice to be able to do the cataclysmic firestorms, but I think that we will have cap issues. I really think we'll have cap issues there. But it will be an amazing thing to be able to do, because in some ways the Zealot is good for it. It's an armor-based ship, so we'll get bigger armor pool. We're good. We will do like now the energy-based weapons, they're slightly EM biased, but they also do thermal damage, because the Conflag does equal EM and thermal. But if we go to like Scorch, slightly EM biased, or quite big EM biased right here. If we go Imperial Navy, it's also a bit of a EM bias as well. So usually we'll be doing more like EM damage. But thing is, the main thing that I worry about this is probably a bit of a hard wave right here. But the main thing I worry about the T6 Firestorm is not the damage or not our cap. It's actually the triglavians, because The Zealot has a really bad thermal resist. We're going to get popped by triglavians because triglavians will do more damage there, and they'll also be more tanky. They'll be like, have their armor buffed. Take out these Kikimoras. They do a bit of damage. Then we'll go and home in on the Drekavax. We can actually speed tank the Drekavax by quite a big margin. You can... Oh, look at this Deviant. What much suppress just annihilates our drones. Because we've got unbonus drones. See if we react. We should have reset this actually, because we've got these useless EM resist going on. Okay, we'll put this Imperial Navy and go for these guys, and then in the meantime, I'll orbit these Drekavax and use the Conflag on them to burn them down, because they've got quite a bit of EHP. You've got 6 Drekavax going on right here, so it is going to be a lot of DPS, or a lot of HP need to be chewed through right here. But I don't think we'll have any issue tanking. We have so good tank against triglavians in the electrical side, because we don't have any reduction in like thermal explosive resistance. Electrical resistance is reduced here, and that doesn't matter at all, because they don't do any resist. In the invasions they do, but in the abyss, no triglavians do EM damage. Okay. Get this guy now. Now we're taking more damage. Yes, of course we are. Because I can never deploy my drones without getting annihilated by this guy. Annihilated by this guy. It's quite frustrating, I have to say. We've got a second one over here too. Just no, it does a multi-body tracking pile. Okay, that would be good for us. Actually, maybe not so good. Maybe we'll be even bad for us, because since we're orbiting these guys, a lot of them are missing. They'll be hitting more. I don't worry about our tank, even if we're face tanking these guys, but it will make it a bit easier for them to get some big hits on us, potentially wrecking shots. They've also spooled up to quite big margins right here, so we really want to be a little careful about the wrecking shots. I think we will have enough buffer with these resists to survive, though. 75% thermal, 88 explosive. That's pretty decent right there. We'll start shooting these Dreka. 3 left, only 3 left. Okay. Got this cash over here. Can pop this. There we go. We'll grab this. Again, the Filament price is really annoying. Like 55 million or 50 million, depending a little bit on like up and down, the market. It's very annoying. We do get some good loot. We can check afterwards how much loot we got, but it is a bit annoying knowing that a lot of your profit was wasted on the Filament. Well, not wasted. I mean, you need to use it. It's like an investment, you could say. Okay, there we're going, making quick work of these triglavians. I would have liked it to be a bit quicker. I feel like if my T6 exotic Gila were to do this, it would be a bit quicker if we were to have the minus 70% exotic resistance or kinetic resistance. But I mean, it's alright. It's not too bad. I'm just trying to figure out, like, why is it not taking that as quick as I would have wanted it to be? Because the Zealot has like 900 DPS, so it's really good in that regard. Maybe it's because a lot of that DPS is not being applied because of the drones. A lot of the times they were using Imperial Navy multi-frequency to take out the small stuff, perhaps. It was again not using full utilization of our DPS. What is a DPS? 650 DPS is a lot less, Imperial Navy multi-frequency. If we were to use the Gila, we would be using the same drones all the time. There would be no real difference in application. It's quite OP in that regard. The rapid lights as well. They just all apply really good to this small stuff. Yeah. I mean, it's okay. It's okay in terms of time. Again, this is like the first time I'm using this, so I'm not super used to using the Zealot either in the Abyss. I have done a lot of tests before on the T4s, but that was like almost a year ago. I have not used this. Like, the muscle memory is a very big factor when doing the Abyss, because you can get really good at doing stuff very quickly, but just like without having to really think. When you see that, you just say, "Oh, the NPC do this, do this, do this." It becomes a very big routine thing in getting stuff quickly in the Abyss. That's why I actually say that if you like, I talk about like T6 fits all the time, like my T6 Gila especially. Like, even if you have the money to spend, if you've never done Abyss before, I don't recommend you starting with T6, because you need to still have knowledge in doing the sites quickly, and just a bit of like general understanding and a feeling in your fingers of how to do the sites quickly. Let's see how much loot we got right here. Eifyr. It's a good way to just easily check a value of some loot. We got 138 million if we were to do it to sell values or buy orders. So some decent ISK right there. 138 million, just like that. Like, what was that, 16 minutes? I mean, obviously, minus 55 million from the filament cost, but still, it's decent. I would have liked to do this a bit quicker, but hopefully, with a bit more training, a bit more practice, I can get the Zealot to do the T6 electrics a bit quicker. So, hope you guys enjoyed the video right here. If you did, please leave a like and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later.